A very good afternoon to you. This is TV Sapienza on Star Times Channel 260. Today is Thursday, the 19th of June 2025. My name is Joe Ibo. In our news headlines this afternoon, the Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi, has ordered the termination of Levant Construction Limited's contract for the reconstruction of Section 1 of the Benin Sapele Warri Road. The Anambra State House of Assembly has expressed concerns over the negative impacts of illegal mining activities in parts of Aguleri in the Anambra East local government area of the state. President Bola Tinubu has directed the country's service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police, Kaede Botokun, to arrest those behind the killings in Benue State. And from our foreign desk, a hospital in Beersheba in southern Israel has been hit after a wave of overnight missile attacks from Iran. Now the details of the news. The Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi, has ordered the termination of Levant Construction Limited's contract for the reconstruction of Section 1 of the Benin Sapele Warri Road. The road is being constructed under the Road Infrastructure Development and Refurbishment Investment Tax Credit Scheme. The decision follows the company's failure to meet contractual obligations despite repeated warnings. A statement from the minister's aide, Uche Nnaoji, said the minister gave the order after a meeting with the CEOs of GELD Construction Limited and SKECC Nigeria Limited. The minister expressed deep concern over Levant's abandonment of the site. Umahi directed the Permanent Secretary, Olufunsho Adebiyi, to formally terminate the contract, arrange joint measurements, and notify Levant's bank for recovery of the advance payment guarantee. The minister threatened to report the company to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, if it fails to refund the money. The Anambra State Governor Soludo has assured that his administration will continue to partner with the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, to reduce road crashes. Governor Soludo gave the assurance in Oka through his deputy, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, during a courtesy visit by the Anambra State Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC team, led by the sector commander, Mrs. Joyce Alexander. The governor expressed concern over the widespread ignorance of road signs among motorists and other road users, stressing that many road users neither understand nor obey traffic signs. Earlier, the Anambra State FRSC sector commander, Mrs. Alexander, explained that the visit was aimed at encouraging the Anambra State government to fully embrace the State Road Safety Advisory Council. The Imo State Commissioner of Police, CP Aboki Danjuma, has arrested 7 police officers for various infractions, including extortion. The arrests were made during Danjuma's operational tour of police checkpoints across the state, particularly along the Owerri-Onitsha, Owerri-Port Harcourt, and Owerri-Umuahia highways. The tour followed a series of complaints from members of the public alleging extortion, harassment, and other unprofessional behaviors by officers on duty. While addressing officers at the checkpoints, CP Danjuma emphasized the importance of discipline, integrity, and respect for human rights as the core values of modern policing. The Anambra State House of Assembly has expressed deep concern over the negative impacts of illegal mining activities in parts of Aguleri in the Anambra East local government area of the state. Led by the chairman, House Committee on Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Chidebele Ibemeka, the lawmakers decried the environmental degradation, particularly coastal erosion and severe road damage caused by unchecked sand mining activities in the area. Speaking during the visit, the committee chairman, Honorable Ibemeka, assured that the House will take decisive steps to hold the operators accountable and ensure that host communities benefit from the natural resources extracted from their land. The majority leader of the House, Sir Ikenna Ofodeme, condemned the level of lawlessness and environmental degradation being witnessed in the area. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has mandated the country's service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Botokun, to arrest those behind the killings in Benue State, which have left scores of people dead and many others severely injured. Tinubu issued the order yesterday during his visit to Benue State following the renewed attacks in the north-central state. The president said he expected that there should be an arrest of those criminals. Gunmen suspected to be headers had last week attacked the Yeleweta community in the Yeleweta local government area of the state, leaving many dead and thousands of others displaced. That killing sparked national outrage and eventually led to a protest in some parts of the state. During his visit to the troubled state yesterday, Tinubu stressed the need for tolerance and dialogue among stakeholders in Benue State. The president also went to the hospital to see those nursing injuries from the attacks. The former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has criticized President Bola Tinubu's recent visit to Benue State, describing it as lacking compassion and failing to reflect the gravity of the tragic loss of lives. Obi, in a post on his official X handle, expressed disappointment over the president's conduct during the visit, saying it resembled a political rally rather than a condolence trip to a grieving community. He lamented that the president's appearance and the atmosphere in Benue State did not reflect mourning, but rather celebration. Obi condemned the decision by the Benue State government to declare a public holiday for the visit, alleging that the day was used to organize fanfare instead of prayer or reflection. He said children who should be mourning their slaughtered classmates and parents were instead lined up under the rain, rehearsed to sing and dance for the president as if in a carnival. Tinubu had visited Benue State yesterday following an attack that claimed over 100 lives. The Oyo State Executive Council has approved a total sum of 63.4 billion naira for the reconstruction of the Government House, describing its current condition as an embarrassment. The Commissioner for Information, Dr. Oyelade, disclosed this in a statement, noting that the project forms part of preparations for Oyo State's 50th anniversary celebrations scheduled for next year. Reports say the governor and his deputy have lived in their private residences for the past 6 years due to the deplorable state of the official quarters. According to Oyelade, the banquet hall is expected to be completed before the Golden Jubilee celebration, while the entire project signals a renewal of state infrastructure and image. The Niger State Governor Mohammed Bago has said 207 people died in the recent flooding tragedy at Mokwa local government area of the state. The last official figure released by the State Emergency Management Agency stood at 163, with over 3,000 others displaced. The governor disclosed this when a former chief security officer to the late military head of state, General Sani Abacha, paid a condolence visit to the state. Bago, represented by the Deputy Governor Yakubu Garba, also said 700 people were still missing and could not be accounted for. Bago said the flooding has caused extensive damage. The governor noted that the flood caused extensive damage with 283 houses and 50 shops destroyed. He expressed gratitude to individuals and corporate organizations for their donations and contributions, noting that the incident was a national disaster. Speaking with representatives of Veritas University who visited the state to donate relief materials, the governor stressed that the tragedy had a national outlook due to the spread of victims across various ethnic groups in the country. The Enugu state government has confirmed recent attacks on farm settlements in Eha-Amufu, located in Isuzo local government area, and announced the arrest of 2 suspected informants alleged to have aided militant headers. According to the state government, the suspects, one Matthew Ebe and a woman, reportedly supplied information on security operations and provided guidance to the attackers. In a statement yesterday, Governor Peter Mba maintained that Enugu remains one of the safest states in Nigeria, despite attempts by certain individuals to misrepresent the security situation. The governor credited the state's strong security framework and proactive response mechanisms for its relative peace, noting that significant investment has been made to detect and prosecute criminal activities. The statement from the governor's media office followed a courtesy visit by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 13, AIG Abayomi Oladipo. During the visit, AIG Oladipo commended the governor for the noticeable improvement in the security of lives and property in the state. He noted that the state police command recently apprehended 2 suspected armed robbers and recovered the stolen motorcycle and firearms, reinforcing the state's commitment to sustaining peace and order. Now this foreign news. A hospital in Beersheba in southern Israel has been hit after Iran launched a wave of missiles overnight. Soroka Hospital has been extensively damaged, a spokesperson says, while Israel's emergency service says at least 65 people have been injured across the country. Iranian state media reports that the missile strike targeted a military site next to the hospital and not the facility itself. In Iran, Israel's military says it targeted nuclear sites, including the inactive Arak heavy water reactor and Natanz facility. The attacks come at a critical time as Donald Trump considers the possibility of direct U.S. involvement in Israel's campaign. Trump has reportedly approved plans to attack Iran, but has not made a final decision, even as Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, has warned of irreparable harm if the U.S. intervenes. To end the Sapiencia TV news at 1 p.m., a recap of the major headlines. The Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi, has ordered the termination of Levant Construction Limited's contract for the reconstruction of Section 1 of the Benin Sapele Warri Road. The Anambra State House of Assembly has expressed concerns over the negative impacts of illegal mining activities in parts of Aguleri, Anambra East local government area. President Bola Tinubu has directed the country's service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Butokun, to arrest those behind the killings in Benue State. And from our foreign desk, a hospital in Beersheba in southern Israel has been hit after a wave of overnight missile attacks from Iran. That was the Sapiencia TV news at 1 p.m. On behalf of the editorial and technical crew, I am Joe Igbo. Good afternoon and thanks for choosing TV Sapiencia.